It's officially fall season and Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Colored leaves have been falling and the stores are filled with everything pumpkin, from pumpkin spice lattes to miniature decorative pumpkins. So how can you still get into the festive fall and holiday spirit while making your plant-based diet transition, even though you're now staying away from meats and dairy? Let me show you. In this episode, I want to share 5 pro tips and a recipe to help you continue to enjoy this special season, even if you're now eating plant-based, so you won't feel like you're missing out. Now, if you're eager to get started on your plant-based diet journey, but feel scared to start your diet change during this holiday season, this episode is also for you. I'll show you that plant-based eating doesn't have to be so out of this world and different from what you're used to. Are you ready? Let's get started. Welcome to the Plant-Based Eating Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Anna Zinn, plant-based registered dietitian and transition coach. Hi friend, do you want to regain your health with plant-based eating but feel overwhelmed and lost about how to do it? Do you feel it'll be hard to change your meat-heavy diet and impossible with working, running the home, or chasing after the grandkids? If so, you're in the right place. Here you'll find simple strategies, clear nutrition guidance, and practical tips to help you thrive plant-powered with more energy. So if you're ready to ditch the guesswork and transform your health the stress-free way, cozy up now with a hot cup of tea or listen while you walk, and let me show you how doable plant-based eating can be. Let's do this. This week, I want to spotlight a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts by Aubrey. She wrote, "So informative and encouraging. I love how Anna makes you feel inspired and encouraged in each episode. Her episodes are full of so much beneficial information for beginners and people who just feel like they're in a rut. I really liked episode 4 on weight loss because it got back down to the basic fundamentals, like how we all should be consciously eating and not just eating whatever's around us. Thank you, Anna. Lovely podcast. Aubrey." Thank you so much, Aubrey, for taking a moment to leave this rating and review. Your words mean so much to me, and I hope others feel as inspired and encouraged by this podcast as you do. You're absolutely right. This podcast is not just for those exploring plant-based diets and those just beginning their plant-based diet journeys. It's also for those who may have been in transition for a while but feel stuck and in a rut with transition challenges or need motivation, inspiration, and encouragement to move forward. I'm glad that the episode on weight loss resonated with you, Aubrey. And yes, mindful eating is definitely important. If this podcast has benefited you, friend, in your health journey, I would love to hear about it too. Please go to Apple Podcasts or iTunes to leave me a rating and written review. It'll only take 30 seconds to a minute of your time, but will help to support this podcast so much. If you have an Apple device, find the Apple Podcast app icon. It's purple with white circles. Open it, then search for Plant-Based Eating Made Easy. Then, once there, scroll all the way down past the 5-star symbols and click on Write a Review. Leave a star rating, write your review, then click Send or Submit. That's it. The reason I so appreciate reviews is because it really helps me to know how you, my listeners, have benefited from this podcast and helps this podcast reach more people who are exploring plant-based eating or struggling in their transition. So if you haven't done so yet, please pause me right now and take a quick moment to leave a rating and review on this show before continuing. Thank you. And then, when you're ready, let's move into today's topic. Now, if you're living in the Northern Hemisphere, let's all just stop for a moment and pause to breathe in fall. There's something truly magical about this season, don't you think? The leaves in your area would have already turned a beautiful prism of colors with multicolored leaves and begun decorating lawns and sidewalks with their scattered yellow, muted green, red, orange, and brown leaves. The days are shorter, with raking, jack-o'-lantern carvings, and hay rides with grandkids squeezed in. There has likely been a scent of cinnamon, apple cider, and pumpkin spice in the air, not to mention all the pumpkin-laced drinks, foods, treats, and decorations you see everywhere. When going on a lifestyle change as big as plant-based eating, everything can seem so new and uncertain. What should you eat? And what can you eat? Some time ago, I saw this post from someone in my community. She wrote, "Pumpkin spice is my favorite time of the year, but with going on a plant-based diet, does anyone have any kind of recipes that can be pumpkin spice? Oh, and is apple cider juice okay?" Maybe this is a question on your mind too. Well, as someone who loves almost anything with pumpkin or apples in it, I can definitely relate. So the question is, if you're wanting to move to plant-based eating or are already in your diet transition, can you still enjoy this season without feeling deprived or that you'll be missing out? The answer is yes. Let's look now at 5 pro tips and a recipe to help you still enjoy this holiday and fall season, even if you're now eating plant-based. Number 1. First off, let's talk about drinks like apple cider juice, since that was one of the questions in the post I mentioned earlier. Can you drink apple cider juice? The answer is yes, since it is technically plant-based and vegan with no animal-based ingredients in it. Now, there are a variety of different homemade apple cider juice recipes out there, but typically, key ingredients will include apples, possibly an orange, sugar, and spices like cinnamon and allspice. There are even recipes using apple juice as an ingredient instead of apples, and you can also get this commercially. But here are just a few recommendations if you'd like to have apple cider juice during this season. For more health benefits, it may be better to make your own homemade apple cider from whole apples rather than using apple juice. Compared to store-bought versions which can have variable sugar content, you can also control the sugar content of the homemade version you make as well. Also, like anything else, enjoy apple cider juice in moderation and still drink plenty of water and other more healthful beverages. Now, for those across the pond in the United Kingdom, the same recommendation applies to mulled wine, which is a holiday drink concoction usually made during this time of year, with a variety of spices, oranges, a bit of sugar, and red wine. I remember drinking it many years ago when my husband and I were living in the UK. Number 2. Onto seasonings and spices. This is one of the easiest ways to spice up your meals and add a special flair to your fall this holiday period. I'm talking about traditional spices like nutmeg, cloves, cinnamon, allspice, ginger, and yes, of course, pumpkin spice. So if you're feeling in the mood, why not make more use of these fall favorite spices and seasonings during this time? And there are so many ways you can do it. The sky is really the limit here. Here are just a few ideas to spark your imagination and creativity with this. You could add pumpkin spice when making a pumpkin smoothie or pumpkin spice latte using a plant-based milk. Use pumpkin spice to flavor pancakes, your morning oatmeal, or overnight oats. You can even put some into waffle mixes, a French toast batter, or add some into mashed sweet potatoes. Also, feel free to use spices like nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon in your baked goods to coat your squash wedges before you roast them, or add a pinch into your favorite hot drinks. Number 3. Pumpkins. If you're a pumpkin lover, there are lots of plant-based ways to enjoy them this fall. Besides using pumpkin spice, which we already talked about, you can also make lots of pumpkin-flavored mains, sides, and treats to enjoy. Some examples are pumpkin pancakes, roasted pumpkin wedges, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin puddings, and even pumpkin soup. You may just need to modify recipes slightly if they are not already plant-based recipes. For example, using a plant-based milk instead of cow's milk and making a flax egg using ground flax seeds instead of hen's eggs in the recipes. It's doable. Number 4. Apples. Now let's talk about a few other specific fall favorites, like apples. If you love apples, enjoy them whole as a snack or top your morning hot oatmeal or granola with some diced apples. Add in a pinch of cinnamon spice to jazz up your breakfast further. Other ways to enjoy this fall fruit are making apple fruit crisp or making an apple cinnamon spice smoothie. Number 5, last but not least, traditional holiday treats and desserts like apple and pumpkin pies. Let's touch on apple pies first. Traditional pies tend to use a lot of butter and shortening to make the pie crust and often lots of sugar in the filling. But why not still recreate this classic dessert, but with a little twist? Use pulsed rolled oats and dates to make a pie base, and an unsalted almond or cashew butter oat crumble topping to enjoy as the pie crust. Inside, you can still have the same gooey spiced apple filling that you bake until perfection. Now on to a true holiday classic, pumpkin pie. Traditional recipes may call for using eggs, butter, sugar, evaporated milk, or condensed milk. So how can you turn a pumpkin pie plant-based? It can be easier than you think. I actually have a 6-ingredient gluten-free vegan pumpkin pie recipe that I created and use for holiday gatherings like Thanksgiving. If you'd like to see this recipe, just go to the recipe link I'll include in the show notes for this episode. So today I shared 5 pro tips you can use to help you enjoy this fall holiday season, whether you're just starting out, eating plant-based, or want to begin. We looked at drinks like apple cider juice and mulled wine, ways to use fall favorite spices and seasonings, meal ideas using pumpkins and apples, and how to turn traditional holiday desserts like apple and pumpkin pies into whole food plant-based versions. Now here's an action step to take. Take one of these pro tips and suggestions given in today's episode and try it out this week. Friend, you don't have to go on your plant-based diet journey alone and waste time and energy trying to figure it all out yourself. I've seen too many do it and end up in frustration or going in circles with no real progress months or even years later. If you're wanting to make a lifestyle change to eating plant-based and know you need the support and guidance to help you do it right the first time and reach your health or weight goals that much quicker, connect with me at healthnow@plantnourish.com or apply for a free rapid health transformation call with me using the link in the show notes. I would love to hear from you and see how I might be able to help you overcome any barriers you may face to making this important lifestyle change. When we connect, I can better understand your current situation, troubleshoot any specific challenges you may have around plant-based eating, and provide recommendations on what I think the next best steps would be for you. Let's get you unstuck so you can confidently reach your desired goals and live the full, vibrant life you want. Thank you so much for listening. If this podcast has inspired, encouraged, or helped you in some way to transform your health, I would love to hear about it. Please take 30 seconds to rate and leave a written review on Apple Podcasts to let me know. It will encourage me so much to hear how this podcast has positively impacted and made a difference in your journey towards wellness. And share about this podcast with a friend or loved one so we can all thrive in the best health. Remember, plant-based eating can be easy and doable. See you in the next episode, my friend.